What if the way you experience love today was shaped long before you even understood what love was? Before you had words for it? Before you could explain it? Before you even realized something was missing? Because growing up without emotional love, without consistent warmth, affection, or validation, doesn't just affect your childhood, it shapes your brain. It teaches your nervous system what to expect from people. It builds silent beliefs about who you are, and it creates patterns that follow you into adulthood without asking for your permission. Today, we're going to walk through 5 signs you may have grown up without emotional love. Not to label you, not to blame anyone, but to give you clarity. Because when you understand the pattern, you finally have the power to change it. 1. You're always on alert in relationships. Even in calm, stable relationships, you feel a quiet tension, like something might go wrong at any moment. You reread messages, you analyze tone, you notice small shifts that most people would ignore. And when someone takes longer to reply, your mind fills in the worst case scenario. They're losing interest. I did something wrong. They're about to leave. This isn't overthinking. This is what happens when your brain learned early on that love was inconsistent, when affection came and went, when connection didn't feel stable. Your nervous system adapted. It became hyper aware, always scanning, always preparing. Psychology calls this anxious attachment. But at its core, it's just a system trying to protect you from being hurt again. The problem is, even when you're safe now, your body doesn't fully believe it. 2. Love feels unfamiliar, even when it's real. Someone treats you well. They're kind, consistent, present. And instead of relaxing into it, something in you feels uncomfortable. You question it, you doubt it, you wait for it to change. Compliments don't land. You brush them off quickly. Not really. It's nothing. They don't actually mean that. Because deep down, there's a quiet belief. I'm not really someone people love like that. So when love shows up, it doesn't feel like home. It feels like something temporary, something you might lose. And sometimes, without realizing it, you create distance. Not because you don't want love, but because you don't fully trust it. 3. You feel like you have to earn your worth. You work hard, you achieve, you show up for others, you become reliable, helpful, impressive. But underneath it all, there's a quiet pressure. I have to be enough. If love growing up was conditional, based on behavior, success, or being good, then you learn something powerful and painful. Love is something you earn, not something you receive freely. So now, as an adult, you overachieve, you people please, you push yourself constantly, because slowing down feels dangerous. If you stop producing, will people still value you? And even when you succeed, that feeling doesn't last, because no amount of external validation can fully repair an internal belief that says, I'm only worthy when I prove it. 4. You feel emotionally disconnected. Not empty, not cold, just distant. You go through life, you have conversations, you build relationships, but something feels muted, like you're there but not fully there. This is often emotional shutdown. When you grow up in an environment where emotions weren't safe, where expressing yourself led to rejection, dismissal, or pain, your brain adapts. It turns the volume down. Not just on the painful emotions, but on all of them. Because to your system, feeling deeply became a risk. So now, even in safe moments, you may struggle to fully open up. Not because you don't care, but because your brain learned that caring deeply once came with a cost. 5. You're afraid of being too much. You hesitate before speaking. You think twice before asking for help. You apologize often, even unnecessarily. You carry things alone, even when you don't have to. Because somewhere along the way, you learned this message. Your needs are inconvenient. Your emotions are too much. It's better to stay quiet. So you adapted. You became low maintenance, independent, easy to deal with. But independence built from emotional neglect often comes with a hidden cost: loneliness. Because you're capable of handling everything alone. But that doesn't mean you were ever meant to. And here's the truth most people never told you: your needs are not the problem. The environment that couldn't meet them was. The deeper truth: if you see yourself in these patterns, pause for a moment, because this is important. You are not broken, you are not weak, and you are not too much. These patterns are not flaws, they are adaptations. They are the intelligent ways your mind learned to survive in environments where emotional safety was missing. They helped you get through something, but they were never meant to define you forever. What changes everything? Awareness. The moment you can see the pattern, you begin to separate from it. Instead of saying, "This is just who I am," you start to realize, "This is what I learned." And what is learned can be unlearned. Slowly, patiently, without forcing it. Final message: you didn't choose the environment you grew up in, but you can choose what you build from here. You can learn to feel safe in connection. You can learn to receive love without questioning it. You can learn that your needs are valid. And maybe most importantly, you can start giving yourself the understanding and compassion you didn't always receive. Because healing doesn't start when everything is perfect. It starts the moment you understand: there was never anything wrong with me. If this resonated with you, you're not alone, and you're not stuck this way either.